Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. Today, back into the big one, Gary Grigsby's War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. This is our play by email with our good friend Lodric, and we are currently in the setup phase for the January 2nd, January 3rd turn. And we've moved up the U.S. West Coast, but I wanted to come back here for a second to the Yorktown. And as you can see, so we got the Yorktown in at San Diego. I started to sail it out here. It was just one turn. Now I'm going to turn it back and go back right back. Maybe it was two turns. I'm going to go right back into San Diego. And why is that? Well, let's look at the Yorktown for a second. And I'd kind of forgotten this, that the Yorktown comes in a little underweight when it comes to planes. If you look here, we have a capacity of 90 planes. We currently only have 65 on. So we could actually put another squadron of planes on here. And of course, we want to max out the number of planes if we can. If we go back to San Diego and we look at some of these carriers, so these first four air squadrons, they are carrier capable. You've got the dive bombers here, the Dauntlesses, they're carrier capable. We've also got the Vindicators, they're dive bombers, they're carrier capable. And then we have two fighter squadrons that are also carrier capable. And if we look at this second one, these are the F4, F3 Wildcats, which are the favored fighters on the carriers, certainly early on. We've got 18 planes there. Well, at the Yorktown, we had 65 of our 90 capacity. We could load this on and have 83 and have two full fighter squadrons on the Yorktown. So I've decided to go back into port here. It's going to cost us a turn or two, but we're going to load these on. Now, you look at their experience, 54, that's not really good enough. So we'll continue having them train even when they're on the Yorktown. And we'll come back out to Pearl Harbor and we'll start to think about what the heck we want to do with our carriers, because Lodric is being so aggressive that I feel like we could get a chance to take a shot at him somewhere. Now, it had come up in the comments, my gosh, you're just letting him walk in here to Christmas Island. He destroyed some things there and down by Palmyra. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to just have my carrier sitting at Palmyra, at least early on. But if he's going to be that aggressive, we may get a couple of those carriers maybe down into the South Pacific, maybe even over by Australia, and hope that he splits his carriers up in a way that we can take advantage of it at some point. But let's look at our other carriers, because when I was looking around, I also noticed that we had a couple of carriers with major damage. And one of those, so here's the Saratoga and the Enterprise. I've still got them just at port. But if we go to ships under repair, I have now put the Lexington back there in repair in the shipyard. Now you see that puts us well over our tonnage. And, I may want to go back here and take. Now I've got all the battleships on pier side, but the New Orleans, let's see, that's 99. So the reason I put the Lexington back here in here is because it does have one major damage. So we've got to put it in a shipyard to fix that. Now that's not a big deal, but we're just kind of sitting around here anyway. We may as well fix it. 17 days in there, get rid of the major damage. But because of that, we are over, and it's really slow for a one major damage, 17 days in the shipyard. Now, it takes a while. I mean, think about how big these carriers are to even get them into the shipyard to start to fix. But we would probably have to take all three cruisers out. I'm not sure if I really want to do that. Where are we at? 131. Well, the Minneapolis is going to come out next turn. The Raleigh, that's like 7,000 in tonnage. I think I'll just leave this as is. We've got all of our battleships here at the pier side. We're just trying to knock down some of the minor damage, not the major damage, just the minor damage, and then we can float those back to San Francisco, back to the West Coast, and let them get all fixed up there. Or hell, we just may leave them here, assuming that the shipyard's not over capacity like it is now. But anyway, I just wanted to point that out that I talked about last time, going back and training up some of these squadrons. Actually, I'm just going to load one on and take it out here. Also, we did have three major damage. I can't remember if it's on the Lexington or the Saratoga. Oh, that is the Lexington we put back. I think the Saratoga. No, it's the Enterprise. Okay, well, I got it all wrong there. The Enterprise also has three major damage. Now you can see here the Enterprise only has four squadrons as well. It's only at 74 of 90. Now remember, we had 14 in that fighter group that was here in San Diego, and so we may actually want to go get another fighter group. So we may have that go back to the West Coast and go pick that up. If nothing else, I would rather do it that way than put it on a cargo ship and take that risk having it come out to Pearl Harbor. But I'm not going to do that until those get repaired or we have more than two floatable carriers at Pearl Harbor. When the Yorktown gets out here, I may float the other one back, the Saratoga, and pick up that other air squadron. Okay, we had moved up the West Coast quite a bit. I think we'd gone through Vancouver. We've gone through all of this really. Let's go up and look in Alaska. Now I've got the Tennessean, which had dropped off some cargo out here. I believe it went into Juneau, Alaska, and dropped off some there. Nothing back here. There shouldn't be, not really. I mean, I leave a base force in Winnipeg, but everything else I move out to the coast. There's no reason to have it sit back here. I guess I do have one in Edmonton. Just on the off chance we want to train up some planes back here, whatever, leave a couple of base forces back in a big, airfield area. We also have this is like a patrol craft, two YPs. It's actually two of them doing ASW combat. If we come in here at Sitka, we've got some supply, we got some fuel. I dropped off to them early, just a base force at Sitka. We took the rest of it down into the Alaskan islands. Uh, let's go back here. This is a net island. I now pulled this out from unloading its cargo here out at Alliford Bay, and I'm going to have it come drop here, and then we should have a nice um, supply situation, all these kind of smaller bases. We've got the Canadian unit at Skagway. I just bring it down from Whitehorse. Why have it this, up in the hills here? We may as well have it at this American base. I've actually got an infantry unit that's making a long, hard march here to Juneau. It's coming from Skagway. It's got to climb through the mountains to get to Juneau. At Yucatan, we have an infantry group here. They're not particularly impressive. It's a 12 assault value, but it's something out here at Yucatan. Let's look at Anchorage. Anchorage is actually a little low on supply, and I've got supply coming up here. Now, you're going to get fuel down the railway here out of Fairbanks and out of, the northern Alaska. You're going to get fuel, but they don't have a lot of industry up here. You got to send some supply up here, so we're going to do that. Speaking of which, Seward really doesn't have nearly enough supply. 327. Now I've got the 11th Air Headquarters out here. I've got the Coastal Artillery and I've got infantry. I'm probably going to move the airplanes down here eventually. I still have them over Anchorage, and if we look at the 11th, its command radius is 5, and so these are still under command, but I have moved that out to Seward with the idea we'll eventually move the planes out here as well. The Japanese, I don't think I've ever seen in a game where they've sailed up here and tried to take Anchorage. I'm not saying that they wouldn't, but they would usually land at Seward first or try to take Kodiak or down in the islands here. So we may move that out. As it is right now, we've got most of the 11th air group that's here. We've got Mohawks, Bolos, so we've got these on escort, just running cap up and over Juneau, or I'm sorry, Anchorage, my bad. And we've got these guys training. Okay, we've got pretty low experience in all of them. So we've got Bolos, some Marauders here. Those could always be taken out and taken somewhere else. Usually that's kind of a desperation move, I feel like, but we could certainly do it at some point. Down here at Kodiak, we've got enough supply, we've got enough fuel. We have an AMC here, and we have these Catalinas running really big, long recon missions just out over the islands to see what's going on and also to detect if the Japanese might be coming up here. I've got this, which are two destroyers, an AM, an AS, an AD, an AVD. Now, a lot of times people will put these at Dutch Harbor. I'm going to put them into Kodiak to start with. Now, what is this? This is just kind of a floating everything. It's a Swiss Army knife of task forces. It's got a little of everything in it. Um, it's got a sub tender, it's got a destroyer tender, it's got plane tenders, it's got a repair vessel. This is to give us another outlet should Pearl Harbor not be available, or we're sailing missions up here, kind of. I mean, we're not that far away from northern Japan. You can see, I mean, the Japanese bases stretch all the way out to here. So we're not that far away from each other. And so I like to have these either at Kodiak, Dutch Harbor, somewhere in this area. So I'm going to take them here first, then we'll see. We'll see. He's been so aggressive, I'm worried to leave them out here on the islands all kind of by themselves. I'd rather be able to run cap over top of them. And so when they get into Kodiak, they are going to auto disband. And then we've also got a big AO coming in with them so that, Kodiak will have a lot of fuel. We can refuel there. Let's look at Kodiak. It is a 3 airfield and a 3 port. Not bad, not bad, for an island base. If we look at Dutch, we've got a 3 port and a 0 airfield. So that's why I'm taking them to Kodiak originally. I did come out here and populate Adak. I like to do that. I mean, a lot of times if the Japanese are going to threaten Alaska at all, they start at Adak and see, what advantage they can take. We also have this unit that's coming up here, 2 DDs, a DMS, an AK, the Luckenbach. This has got planes on it. These are Warhawks, 25 of them, and we're going to drop those off at Kodiak. We're going to have to get some more aviation support out here, I believe. Yeah, we've only got 18 in aviation support, so it's kind of, we might be better off to take these. What's our aviation support in Seward? I think it's going to be about, whoops, it's going to be about a 30. Yeah, with Jiminy Criminy, it's 179. We can put a lot of planes in Cody or in Seward. Gosh darn it, in Seward. So actually, I am going to have that go into Seward. This will give us some more fighters up here, just in case. Just in case. Now we may move that air command down to Kodiak because I'd really rather have them be in Kodiak. I've seen Japanese players come up here with carriers of all things. My goodness, in Alaska, what are you doing? And if so, I'd like to meet them at Kodiak before they get deep in here. Sometimes they'll sit back here and take pot shots at you. But for now, we'll have that go straight into Seward. Where is this going to return to? Back to Seattle. That's good. We'll use part of this to get out all of those 2 U.S. fighter. We'll get them out into the Pacific. So that's Seward. Anchorage. What's happening? We've got oh yeah, we've got escort, we've got training, we've got some troops up here. I mean, we've got what 132 assault strength. That's not terrible. Out at Kodiak, we've got some assault strength. It's not a whole lot, but it's 134. I mean, it's okay, for a little island base. At Seward, again, they need supply. We've only got 37 there, but we'll get some more units over in this area. We could also carry some of these over. Look, if the Japanese take these bases, it's a blow to your pride because it's technically American territory, but he's not going anywhere taking these bases. So we may move some stuff over. We'll see. What is this transfer? Oh, that's the transport coming back to Seattle. Okay, what do we got going down at Cold Harbor? It looks like something's in port. We just dropped off a base force here. Okay. This is all done. It's unloaded. It's also going to go back to Seattle. All right, that sounds good. And then we have a ship and port. It's an AVD. It is a destroyer tender that I have down here. So, it's just another possible spot for destroyers to get rearmed and to get what destroyers need. What do destroyers need? I don't know. Adak Island. Okay, well, I just dropped off this base force out here at Adak from the AP Wharton. He's supposed to go back to Anchorage. I would love it if we had a destroyer to go with him, but we really don't. So he's just going to have to float back up here on his lonesome. I have nothing out here in the Pacific. A big change from earlier turns since I shifted tactics. He had this submarine screen here. Now I'm not even really doing anything out in the northern Pacific. Midway Island, we've got a float plane, we got a base force, we got some Marines, the 6th Marine Defense Battalion. We're running our planes out this way doing some naval search. As you can see, we also have submarines that are coming back to Pearl Harbor. We've got a lot of wounded subs that are making their way back from Manila. If we go to Lahoo, he says, we probably need to put a little bit of supply over there, and we definitely need to put a little into Hilo, which has gotten a little low. So we'll go look. We've got PT boats over here. We got an AMC. We also have 39 assault strength. It's part of an infantry battalion. Okay, no ships in port. We've got 2 aircraft. These guys are running naval search. I said they were running naval search. Why do I not? Oh, I just have them on a general search pattern. I see. Well, that makes sense. Rather than just come out here like 5 hexes, it didn't show you a whole lot. I've got him on a big, a roundy, here, because sometimes he'll sneak around this way or from the north. So I've just got it on a general search. I've got some more subs that are coming into Pearl Harbor, including the Spearfish. These are all of our patrols that we have out and about. These smaller ships here, more subs coming back. These subs are actually headed for Suva. Well, these are going to Suva. It's a pack. We've got 4, and then we've got 2 more going to Nomaya to try to dissuade him from some of this action where he just brings in a light cruiser or something and blows up our little transport ships. We're going to get some submarines out there, and then we can always maybe take them back to Suva. I've got an AS or a submarine tender headed to Suva, so we'll see if that works a little better. All right. I've got these submarines just stationed here. They're remaining on station in front of Johnston Island. I've also got, what is it, a PG, the Sacramento, that's running a little patrol right in front of Johnston. We've got a Marine battalion out here. We've got a couple of groups of planes. These are running patrol out here. We've got level bombers right here that right now are set on naval attack. So if they see anything, they're going to try to bomb it. Good luck. Good luck, gentlemen. We've got a cargo task force. DD, DM, DMS. Okay, this has also got AVDs and AVP in it, and 2 tankers. That's all headed to Pago Pago. We're going to drop off some fuel at Pago. I don't really love that vector, so let's do some waypoints. Um, Now he has had activity down here, which worries me. I'm going to go all the way back out this way. Okay, and then we'll set a waypoint 2, and we'll come down this way and kind of try to make this our corridor a little bit. And now you can see he comes all the way back around and then to Pago Pago. He's just had too much activity in this area to just be blindly sailing down here out by Canton Island. So we're just going to back that up a little bit. You can see he can't quite make it back. I've got him on minimal refuel. Pago has a lot of fuel now, so that should be fine. I've got another group with destroyers. Same, wait a minute. Those almost look identical. Oh, they are identical. Okay. Looks like I was very consistent. Now this one's going to Suva. We're going to do some different waypoints here. We're going to actually bring it around this way. I don't even know if I like that. I almost want them to come back this way. Let's do 1 back there, and let's do 2 here. All right, and then back. Now they can't make it either. We're going to do a minimal refuel. We're going to put them on auto disband. Um, Taking tankers down there right now is pretty risky. He's got a lot of stuff out and around here. You can see we've only got 195 fuel at Pago, and we've got a lot at Suva. So really, those tankers do not need to go to Suva. So let's go back and find the one that was going to Suva, this one. And why don't we 1, 2, and then 3 will actually go to Pago Pago. That'll be our 3rd waypoint. And that way, we can get him to unload the tankers there, and then they'll go on to Suva and auto disband when they get to Suva. We should really turn those tankers around, though. I just don't think that they need to go out here, and why take the risk at this point? We've got plenty of fuel there. So I think what I'm going to do, I think what I'll do is this. Let's form a new task force. Let's make it a tanker task force. Let's pull out the DD and the two tankers. You know what? I'll pull that out as well. Okay, let's pull all that out. Let's have that just head back to Pearl Harbor. I don't think it's necessary, and we've lost enough tankers now. I'm not gonna risk losing anymore. So let's send that back there. Okay, so it's got a destroyer and a destroyer minesweeper. Now we've got this group. Instead of doing that, I'm gonna clear all waypoints. I'm gonna meet task force, and I'm gonna meet this one. This will give it destroyer help, and we'll merge that, exit. All right. And now he's going to come out around and proceed to Pago Pago. Now, to the extent we want some of those tenders to go on to Suva, we can do that then. Okay. I've got this AKL that's a little AKL. It got pushed out of Palmyra or Christmas. It's heading back. We got two little AKLs here. They're going back. We've got a submarine running sub interference. I'm actually going to break that patrol zone. All right. And I'm going to set a new one. And I'm going to set it right down here by Christmas Island. Back. His max react is 1. Tell you what, I'm not even going to do it that way. Let's clear the patrol zone. Let's go back. Let's just set a hex, which will be right here in front of Christmas Island, and we'll just have him remain on station. I say him, it's 3 subs. We're just going to have him remain on station there. There we go. Remain on station. And then eventually, when they run out of fuel, they'll return to Pearl Harbor. But that gives us a little more. I'm going to start using the subs much more defensively like that, at least on the early going. So he's going to come down there. That looks good. Let's see what we have out here. We have got a DMS AP 2 AKs. So we have a destroyer minesweeper, the Bogs. It does have a 2 ASW. I actually would like it to have a little bit more, but it's going back to Los Angeles. I think we already looked at most of these. This is an AKL, the Island Mail, that's going to Christmas Island. And then we have a big AK group that is headed towards Los Angeles. Now, these do not have, now they do. They have 1 destroyer with them. That is a lot of AKs going in there. And I really, really would like them to have another destroyer or two. Let's find one. This only has a DMS. Let's find some destroyers, and we've got a lot of them here at Pearl Harbor. Let's find a couple of them. We don't want the 8000s. We could do 2 destroyer minesweeps, the Tracy and the Pruitt. Let's form that into an ASW group. Done. We'll go down, Tracy and the Pruitt. There it is. Done. All right. Now then, let's have it meet a task force. All right. Which one do we want to meet? I believe it's not that one. This has got a lot. This has got a cruiser, 2 destroyers. It's got a lot of APs in it. It's back here by the Island Mail. Where the heck are you? Where did I lost it? Oh boy, they're way out here. That's the Island Mail. That's the 2 AKs. That's another group. All right, so let's have it meet this. How far away, how long is it going to take to meet it? How far will that thing float? Oh, not far. I mean, they're going to meet it pretty quickly. And then we'll have this task force. It's already meeting 513. That's 513. Okay, so they'll all be together. We'll bring that in with 3 destroyers. or 2 destroyer minesweepers and a destroyer. That works for me. Let's see what's back here again. Oh, right. Okay. Right. 2 APs. I've got a DD and a DM in there. I got 2 DDs there. Guess there's no reason those can't merge. Let's do that. Meet task force. Put you in with him. And we'll merge that up. Oh, they can't do that because this is listed as a transport. Okay. Let's actually go back to that. Let's meet task force. Nope, don't want to do that. Back. Sorry. Let's have this meet the other task force. Meet this task force. There we go. My goodness. And let's merge. Why can't? Yeah, I was going to say he should be able to merge in. Now, when you have something set as a transport, it can't merge into cargo, but cargo can merge into transport. Does that make sense? That's because transports can only be in transport groups. You can't put them in cargo groups. You can only put them in transport groups. So, if you have a transport group, you really can't merge it into anything else. And now we're going to cancel the other side of that meeting, and then we're going to have it go back to Los Angeles. Then the cargo task force will meet and merge in with that. You can see here, where will they meet? Right there, and then it'll just take them on. We'll have a lot of destroyer support there. I would like to get a little AKL out to Hilo. I don't think we have any cargo, if you can believe that. AM, 2 DMs, 2 AMCs, some PETs. We've got a lot of subs that are sitting here. I'm going to disband them for now so we can go about and look at them, everything we've got in our inventory, so to speak. Disband. Okay. And we'll disband that task force. And then we've also got a DM here. Okay, let's go look and look at our air first. It's showing us we actually have too many planes in these groups. Okay. Mohawk, Air Cobra. I'm not sure. I don't think any of these. Well, maybe the Dauntlesses. I was just going to look, this is carrier capable. Okay, good to know. So we've got Dauntlesses out here. This also is carrier capable. Those Buffaloes. See R3. Is that the? Oh, that's a transport. Got it. Okay. Just curious what that was. Okay, I think what we'll do then is take these buffaloes and we'll transfer them onto a ship. It could be any of these three, obviously. The Enterprise, Saratoga, Lexington. Let's put them on the Enterprise. Okay. Now there's 18 of them, so I do believe that takes us just a little bit over the max. But let's get them training 100%, 20,000, 7 range. Looks good. Okay, so they're on the ship for now anyway, and we'll have some more fighters on there. I don't think anything else. Usually it's got a V in front of it for its sign here if it's carrier capable, just like the Dauntlesses did. Let's go look at the Saratoga now, and it's got this fit, the Buffalo on here. It's showing, nope, that cannot be it. Saratoga, no. Enterprise, yeah, we're just over. This is where I put them, the Buffaloes. We're just over 92 planes. We may take an operational loss or something, but let's get these guys trained up. Current repair estimate. All right, so he's repairing at the dock, but it's not going to get his major damage. 68 ships in port. So let's look and see what we've got. We've got the Saratoga and the Enterprise. Why don't we go ahead and form this back up? Air combat, just in case. Saratoga Enterprise will put the better of our cruisers in here. Okay. So 3 cruisers, that's fine. And we'll put 3 light cruisers in there for now anyway. And we'll put our 8,000 endurance destroyers in there. Perfect. And then we've got some other just, well, we'll put one more in there. Now we know what we've got that we can use otherwise. Now, when I get all four carriers out at Pearl Harbor and ready, we'll kind of split this, three cruisers with this group like we've got it now. I'll take one or two of the light cruisers and put it in the other one. I'll distribute the destroyers, including the ones that come out, the good ones. But for now, this is fine. Um, okay. What else do we have here? Well, we've got those cruisers and destroyers we just talked about. We've got the submarines in here. We're going to try to put like submarines together. Let's put the sailfish, swordfish, and sea lion together. They all go at 21 knots. And so let's do sub patrol. Okay. And we'll just get the ones that do 21 knots, even though they're not exactly identical. Um, Gosh, I kind of want that repaired too while we're here, but I'm going to go ahead. It's not the biggest deal in the world, two major damage. And let's have them also come out here. Let's have them go to Palmyra and let's have them remain on station there right in front of Palmyra. So if he gets this idea again that he's going to come mess around with us here, maybe we'll get some torpedoes out on him at least. We've got two more subs that we can put together. So let's do a sub patrol. Okay. And then we'll take the pike and the shark. Okay. Done. And these guys, maybe I think I'll put up here by Midway. This is just purely defensive now because ultimately they're just not good enough. So we'll just put that on remain on station. We'll have a max reactive one. So we'll have subs sitting in front of Midway. Not We've already got some sitting in front of Johnston. We'll get some sitting in front of Palmyra. I'll put some in front of Christmas eventually. Pago, and then Pago, and Suva. There's Pago. Whoops. And then also Suva. And we'll just have, a squadron of submarines sitting there ready for whatever he may throw at us. Just make sure all of these guys are going back where we want them to. These are those SSs. They are the ones going in front of Christmas. Let's see. We've got cargo. That's going back. We split this. Part of it's going to merge with this. That's going around the long way to come into Pago Pago. I like that better. Makes me rest easier. Okay, what else do we have at Pearl? I wish we had a small cargo ship, but we've got a couple of them that are coming back. We had a few that got destroyed. We also have, if we're low on supply, we also have these tenders that could go drop off. Now, technically, they've got tender stuff, but ultimately, that can be quote unquote converted to supply, and you can drop that off. 5,400 on the AE. Wow. Okay. That could go down there. We've got a lot of AGs. Why don't we just take this one? Let's do cargo. All right, let's take hell, I don't know. It's got 4,400. Sure. Done. And let's have that go to Hilo. All right. And when it gets there, we'll have an unload cargo and come right back to Pearl. Fine. We also need to get it some over to Lihue, and so I'll do that. Cargo, the Vega, sure, done. And we'll have that go over here to Lihue and drop off. That'll work. All right. And then let's look at the situation at Midway. Now, we did get a ship destroyed up at Midway. It's only got 1,100 in supply, and the risk we run is that he just gets starved out. Same thing with Johnston. So we're going to have to run some stronger task forces out here and take supply to them. Midway, we'll see if we get that adventurous at Midway. Generally, you're going to lose Midway. I think that about does it for Pearl. Let's actually go back. Let's look at the air one more time. Training, recon. We've got a lot of search going on. A lot of search, a lot of training. We've got escort, which means they're really running cap out here. Training. Okay, that all looks fine. Palmyra. So we do have a ship that's currently unloading here. Now he has had activity out here. 2239 in supply. I'd love for him to get the rest of this off of here. I'm really kind of worried about losing this ship, but we're just going to leave it here for now. I like this arc. That all looks fine. Christmas Island, we had a couple of ships blown up there, so we're just going to leave that as is. Now let's see what we have out here by Caroline Island. We have transports. We've got 3 destroyers, 3 regular APs, 3, yeah, civilian APs, and 2 AKs, and we're coming in hot to Suva with these guys. This has got a base force, a construction regiment, so engineers. It's got coast artillery. It's got the entire 34th Regiment. It's got another coastal artillery, more of the 34th Regiment. So this has got a lot to it. We need to be careful here because it's not entirely clear whether when we look up here, we only see 3 ships. We see 2 CVEs, so carrier escorts, and a tanker. Well, where's the rest of this? We did see a ship retreating back into Suva from surface contact. So we don't want this to go too far. By a couple of turns from now, it would probably be about right here. That's probably okay, but we really need to ascertain what's here before we go all the way into Suva. So that's one task force. We have this big task force heading for Auckland. These are all AKs, so this is just a supply task force. I'm actually going to change the waypoints here. I'm going to bring him down this way first. So we'll do it that way back. I just don't want him anywhere near where a major task force could be. Did he just not listen to me? Okay, let's try that again. Let's go to waypoints. Let's clear all waypoints. Let's set a waypoint 1 and actually do it down here. Okay, so now he's going to head straight south. Then he'll get going to Auckland. I guess I could pull it up right here in the astral. Sorry, I OCD. Um, let's have waypoint 1 be there, actually. And then he can head directly west. Yep, just like that. Okay, so that's that task force. We just talked about these transports going. Oh, this is another group of transports. This is the 161st Infantry. We also have planes out here. These are Mohawk fighters, so I wanted to get some fighters out here. So we've got some fighters coming into Suva as well. Now this would be a lot further along, so they may want to make a stop in Pago. Let's set a waypoint in Pago. Although, shit, he's out here pretty strongly. Um, let's set a waypoint in Pago for the time being. I'd love to get those fighters into Suva. Let's do that. They're going to go do, do. He would almost be to Pago by the time we see the map again. This is another group that's coming in here. Now, these are all tenders. I'm actually going to reroute these. And I'm going to take them down to Tahiti for now. For now. Until this area clears. We'll eventually get them up to Suva, but for now I'm going to take them to Tahiti, just back them out of here. I'll just have those auto disband when they get there, then we'll put them all back together hopefully, but it's a little too hot over here by Suva right now. Right, so he's going to go through Pago. If we have to unload the planes there, not terrible. I've got a lot more planes coming. Then we have this group of transports. Speaking of which, more planes coming to Suva, 161st Infantry, so on and so forth. That's the one we just looked at. This group, these are more planes. These are heading for Sydney, supposedly, but we are going to stop through Auckland, and we may just drop those off at Auckland and see where we go from there. He is doing a little stop in Tahiti. As you can see, we've got 2 destroyers with just 1 cargo ship, so I'm ultra protection there. Um, this group, these transports, yeah, it's all of this stuff going to Suva. So we've got 2 massive uh, troop transports and aircraft transports going to Suva. I've got this group. These are just lone AKLs, or AKs, I'm sorry, all out here by themselves. Now, I may want to bring them into Tahiti. They're at 1904 on supply. And then what else do I have here at Tahiti. Okay, I've got destroyers and minesweepers, which is what I like to see. And so let's actually have them drop off at Tahiti. Okay. When I say they, these cargo ships, and let's go get these destroyer minesweepers, have them meet that task force, and so they can ferry them into Tahiti, and we'll have that merge. Okay. So he's going to meet him all the way out here and just shepherd him in. I've also got this group, which is a DDAO TK. So we've got you know, big tankers here. This one, the Gulf Coast, they picked up along the way. This is supposedly going to Sydney. I don't like that right now. We're going to go into Auckland. You can also see where I hid. These are all of the ships out of Auckland. And while his big task force was in the way, I just I left them all behind the island there. So we're going to have that go there, but I'm going to do something else because I saw that's only with one destroyer. I'm going to take one of these destroyers. We'll go ASW combat. All right, and I'll pull one of those. Uh, let's pull the better one. Yeah, it had more AA. You can see it's got more anti-aircraft. They're both 2 ASW. It's got a few fewer torpedoes. It's got a bigger gun. Um, let's pull that out. And then let's have it meet a task force. Okay, and it's going to go meet this tanker task force. So it's got 2 destroyers with it. And we'll have that merge in. Okay, what do we have back here? We've got 3 AKs all by themselves. Why don't we have them go meet this task force and then come into Tahiti? Let's have a meet task force, meet that one, see where they would meet it. We'll merge, exit. All right, so he's going to come all the way. Do I like that? Hell, he may as well just come all the way in Tahiti. Why don't we take a destroyer minesweeper that we have here, the Trevor. It's also got a 2, and let's form a new task force with that. Let's do anti-sub combat with it. Let's take the Trevor, done, and let's have it meet a task force. We'll have it meet this task force. Now, as you can see, we're just ferrying things in and trying to merge them up and make sure. So we got to change this. We're going to change the meeting point, cancel that meeting, and instead you're going to go straight to Tahiti, and we'll have a lot of supply at Tahiti. Now let's see what else we have at Tahiti, because it looks like we've got a ship in port. Is that that's an AO, and that's a big AO, 14,950. We'll have it go with some of this other stuff when we send it back to the West Coast. So I think that takes care of all of these. We've also got some APs out here all by themselves. We'll have to send something out to meet up with those. Just make sure I got all of these. This guy's going through Tahiti. Okay, that's the one with the planes. All right, I think we took care of all of those. And he's moving back. Although, gosh darn it, I really, really, really want him just to go to Pago. I'm just worried his main carrier fleet is going to come over here. I mean, Lodric's an experienced player. He knows where we're going. Well, I don't know if he's experienced, but he's good. So he knows where we're going. 3 AKs all by themselves, but they're getting met. Okay. Back up here. Let's go to Pago. Let's just see what, gosh darn it, we've got DDAP. Okay, they're unloading the 8th Marine Regiment out here. Let's pick up these 2. Let's put all this together. Um, then what else do we have? Wow, we're dropping off a lot of stuff out here. Crazy amount of stuff. Uh, we're too big to dock. These guys, I'm gonna actually let them keep going. Um, we do have a couple of DDs in the port to the extent that he's got something major out here. I mean, we got a DD and APD. The Waters has a 6 anti-sub, so I like that. Let's have all of this auto disband when it's done. Now they're unloading very slowly because this is a fairly small port, and then we're going to decide what we're going to send where when this all unloads. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to disband that into the port for now. When everything clears the port, then now see, he's only got supply left. Right. Okay. Let's disband him as well. And then let's put the Ralph Talbot in here. I don't want to lose the 8th Marine Regiment. Don't want to lose the base forces or the planes here. On the Fillmore, we've got Catalinas. Okay, so, Catalina planes, big deal. But we don't want to lose them. Let's have them. Let's see. Let's look at our 5 ships in port. We've got the Ralph Talbot. Okay, these are all fairly similar for speed purposes. All right, I'm just going to have them disbanded in port. Now, we got to be really careful. If this was his main task force trying to make it over to Pago, he could immediately start blowing this thing sky high if we don't watch out. Now, we do have planes that should be telling us if something's coming in. We've got this on naval attack, though. Let's have the Hudson's on naval search, and let's have them go to the south. All right. Yep, not like that. Let's actually do 180 to 220. See what that looks like. I actually want it to go a little more west. 200 to 240. All right. I think that works. That kind of gives us coverage of anything coming in and around this way. And then we have 300 to 330 on a naval search. That's going out this way. Okay. 230 to 250. But actually, let's get this over to naval search as well. 50, and we'll take that off. And then let's go backwards. 270. This is only 2 planes to 290. Kind of covers this gap. I'm all right with that. Let's see what. Now he's much more likely to attack Suva first than to skip that and go to Pago. So let's see what we actually have in port here. It's a gunboat tender. It's worth 6 points. Is it full? Yeah, it's all filled up with gunboat tender stuff. Not a, I don't want to make it sound like you ever want to lose. I don't want to lose any ships, but if we're going to lose one, that little AGP is not a big deal. I could try to sail it out of here, I guess. But at some point, we got to get good aircraft in at Suva and protect it so we can bring things in. As you see here, aviation support 88 at Suva, so that's fantastic. These guys have got to get unloading. As a matter of fact, I'm almost tempted to pull one or both of these out, but it's just going to take them forever to unload. This is the one that looks like it's clogging things up. Why don't we move this back to, I don't know, just back a little ways. Let's move it back to here and we'll have it remain on station. So let's cancel that load and we'll say remain on station. So we're essentially just maybe a little further. Let's go to here. Um, So we're essentially just retreating from the possible threat. I'd love to get a read on what the hell he's got here. Pago needs to be building up its airfield, and we've got it expanding, but it needs to do it even faster because we need to get planes on there. We've got those 5 ships in port. I actually, now that I think it over, I'm going to form those into a task force. Let's call it a transport task force. That way I can pretty much put anything in it. We'll put all of this stuff in, and this is all to guard against his main task force being anywhere out here and just obliterating whatever's at Pago. I'm going to have to leave the other, transports there that are unloading currently. Let's put that on remain on station. for now. All right, so we've backed all this up. What about you? You're going to Tahiti. We're going to back these off. We're going to have just the one unload, and that will speed up the unloading for the one that we're keeping here, which is not you, you. So it's the base force and the planes. Get the planes off. Now they're just Catalinas, but we don't want to lose the transports or the planes. So let's get that out of there. All right, let's go down here a little further south. We do have this French AK that's coming into Tahiti. Now he has had a submarine down here. I don't know if it's still here or not. We're taking a little bit of a chance. That's going back to Auckland. That's going back to Auckland. Now, last I thought, his main task force was right in this area. Now, I don't. He doesn't really know what we have at Numaya or Suva or Pago, but he seemed to have vectored a little further north. We'll see because I backed all of these ships over here like a school of fish, just essentially waiting it out. As a matter of fact, I'll probably have this one come down here and we'll have that remain on station. And I'm just waiting until I get indication of where his main task force is. And we'll do the same with this. We'll have it go, over here somewhere. And we'll have that remain on station. All right. And let's hope he doesn't make a big southeastern turn. I don't know why he would really. There's generally nothing down here. So unless it's just a pure fishing expedition. We also have this AKL. It says he's retreating from a surface threat, which does worry me. He was over here, so I feel like, or he was trying to go up here, right, out of Auckland, and then he retreated over here and then thought it was safe. We're actually going to bring him over here as well, and we'll have him remain on state. Oops. We'll have him remain on station. Show it to me, guys. Show it to me. I want to make sure. Well, he's in retreat from combat, so maybe it's not going to. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, it worked. Then I have this little AKL here. I want to do some different waypoints here. You set waypoint 1. Let's set it way off over here so that he comes up and, we'll have a decision to make after he kind of comes around the bend here. I do not have too much left here. I have got this one transport that will also back out of here. We'll put it down here and we'll have him remain on stage. Gosh darn it. We'll have him remain on station. And then we've got four AMCs total here, including well, we have an AM and then two AMCs. Okay, what do we have for aircraft out here? Not much. We've got level bombers running naval search, and they're trying to determine where the hell is this main task force. We just haven't gotten a read. Now, hopefully we just haven't spotted it and this is the whole damn thing. I hope that he came down here, uh maybe got a little light on fuel. I'm trying to figure out where he would refuel a task force of that size. He also has just two ships there. A task force of that size, I don't he would have to come up to Truck, I feel like, or Babeldoab, or somewhere out here. Here's another one of these subs that's badly damaged. This is the Stingray. It's trying to make it back. It's taking on a lot of water, but it's trying to get back to Pearl Harbor. These guys are going back to Pearl Harbor. They're in a little better shape. Um, okay. Okay, I think we took care of all of the task forces out this way. I think we've looked at them all. I mean, I'm hiding a bunch back here. And when I said I maybe bring some carriers down here, this is why I could spring a trap for him. Sit back here, sit around here off of Auckland. He comes down here, he's going full Death Star on us, and we just come around the bend if he's only got a few carriers. Now, we do know the Keto Butai kept together. He had six carriers together, and that's why I don't know where it is, because this is only indicating this is only two carrier escorts, so we're not even talking full carriers here. I don't know where the rest of them are, and I do know that there were ships that were retreating from combat up to Suva. So my guess is it's right in this area. If I had to guess, it's right out here. All right, you guys hide. I like that. What are we doing here? Level bomber, level bomber. All right, let's look at the ground forces, all combat. We've got an assault value of 181 on the ground there. All right, we've got some other, we've got quite a bit of Kiwi ground forces here. I've got quite a bit of it in Wellington as well. Wellington showing an assault strength of 212, so actually stronger than Auckland. That means we can probably take one of these motorized units. Let's strategic move that and move it up to Auckland. I mean, it makes sense to have Auckland maybe be a little stronger. I may also start bringing all my shipping into Wellington. Now it's a size 5 port. Auckland is a size 5 as well. Auckland has a bigger airfield, but Wellington is a little better defended. So I think I may bring these guys around to Wellington once we determine where the hell are his carriers for certain. Um, okay, so we moved that. I could move another one up there, but I think we're fine. Let's make sure we can't put any of these together. What's the second New Zealand brigade? Are they all here? No, we've got one at Palmerston North. That is Palmerston North. Now, what are the chances he lands there? I don't know. I guess it's possible that he could land in there. We've also got couple of motorized armored units here at Gisborne. Let's take the smaller of those two. Now that withdraws, oh, that's almost 2 years away. Let's put that up in Auckland as well. So we'll just set that for Auckland. Make sure we don't have a garrison requirement there. No, we don't. Okay. And then also this unit that I decided to take to Auckland, let's set that for Auckland and just beef that up a little bit. I'd rather this be closer to 300 than those two have units, really. Um, Okay, we've got some infantry and some armor over here, or motorized anyway. We've got level bombers running search. We know he's probably not in this area. I mean, that's a search that would probably tell us that. We don't see anything there though. Christchurch, we've got a few infantry units in Christchurch. We've got an armored unit in Greymouth. We've got another armored unit there, and we've got an infantry down here at Dunedin. Christchurch, what's the chance he's going to sell around here and land in Christchurch? Probably not good. We could probably take this unit, first Otaga, sure. Um, Move it this way. I mean, it's possible he could land here. He could also land in Greymouth. Actually, let's move that up to Greymouth. I think if he was going to land on this island at all, that's where he would land, I would think. All right, so we'll do that. Christchurch also, let's look at the port. It's got a level 3 port, so we could bring these around here. But if he sails back down here, you can fly over islands, and so it's not like we're shielding ourselves from anything. I could scoot these guys back, but I think they're okay. Let's take one more peek at Suva here. We've got American artillery all got dropped out off here, and then I had to get the transports out. We will eventually portion this out to Nomaya and probably up into Luganville. We need to get some troops up to Luganville, and we will. We will. I've got some on the way. Um, let's go back to Suva. So we know what the ship and port is. We're looking out to the southwest because that's where I think he's coming from. This one's looking up to the northwest. And then now we've got this one. When I say this one, this squadron, it's only 2 planes, 6 planes, 4 planes. Let's do it that way. He can't even fly that. He doesn't have enough planes to do that. So we'll back that off to 240. Okay, we're just going to have to leave it like that. I don't have anything up in here except for our subs coming back, including we've got the Porpoise. These all came out of Manila and they're just trying to make it back alive. We've got the Cachalot and finally the Narwhal all trying to get back. Okie dokie. Now then, let's look at. We looked at Suva. No Maya, I don't really have anything out here yet. I just haven't had a chance. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff stopped back here that needs to go to No Maya, but we're not there yet. Fate, this cargo actually dropped off at Espiritu Santo, which is Luganville. I need to get troops up into Luganville. We're not there yet. Um, he's taken Rabal, as we know, and now this unit, which probably has very little assault. I still got a 24. Let's have him, of course, try to get back. Let's get him over here to Gazmata. So we'll have him march that way. We'll set him for Gazmata, and maybe we can hold on to something out here in New Britain. Now, New Britain does, Gazmata is not going to have any supply, really. 37 in supplies. So, shoot. I mean, okay. This group out at Kavang, it's got an assault value of 11. It's got no, so it's already getting low on supplies. We haven't been able to get anything up to Moresby, and we need to try to do that if we can. I've got one infantry unit coming to Buna. We've got two here at Ley, so it's really Buna and Ley, and then Port Moresby. Let's look at Port Moresby. I've got this coming out this way for a patrol. You see my patrol radius there. And then I've got one going out this way to the north. I like that. And then we've got one going general. Oh, he's on naval attack. Got it. Let's put him on naval search. 120 to 160. Let's turn that. It's 4 planes. Let's go 160 to 200. Let's try that. Or how about 150 to 190? I want it to go directly south. Okay. That would be 180. I'm no mathematician, but I know that. 170 to 210. There we go. 170 to 210. All right, now it's going directly south, and we'll pick up whatever the heck that is. I really want to know. Here's more patrol. I've got patrol going out this way, and I've got patrol going back to the west. So we've got patrol going in every direction out of Moresby, trying to determine what the hell is going on. Moresby's got 180 in assault value. It's not strong enough. At this point, we couldn't hold it for anything. He's already landed here at Papua New Guinea. It's up in Dutch New Guinea at Sarong, so he's now got his foothold in Dutch New Guinea. Now then, all right. We've looked at Auckland. Let's make sure. Let's look at this one more time. Okay, I'm getting him out, and we've got the 2 level bombers. Okay, that all looks fine. Now I've got 2 task forces that are coming along this way. These are 2 AKLs. I'm actually going to have them go into Wellington. I don't want him to be coastal. No, he's not. He's just going normal. Okay. We're going to have him go up into Wellington. And then I've got another AKLs, but they don't have anything on them. But I'm actually going to have them. Let's put them into Christchurch. Just for now. Just for now. Until we kind of know what the hell's going on down here. So that's what we have down south of Tasmania, Hobart, Launceston, Queenston, or I'm sorry, Burnie and Queenston. We've got, our guys set up. I got as much over into the subcontinent, or I'm sorry, the continent of Australia as I could. The rest of these guys are just going to sit here and protect Tasmania because Lord knows we got to keep it. We've got patrol ships out here. Looks good. We've got submarine, a U.S. Group of submarines, the Pollock, the Pompano, the Thresher, all coming in here. Now, the Thresher's got a better speed, but it's close enough. We're going to put them into Sydney. I'm going to have them kind of regroup, and then we're going to have them sit off of Sydney here and fend off really his submarine work. Now, as you can see, I've got nothing going on here. You don't often see that in a game of war in the Pacific because you're constantly running things out from Sydney. but he's, done a good job. He got his carrier task force down here. I'm scared to run anything out there. I hid everything back at Adelaide, so I have got a massive number of ships at Adelaide, some at Melbourne, but almost all of them are at Adelaide. How many ships do I have in port here? 26 ships in port, and we will look at that next time as we go through Australia. This is our setup for our play by email with Lodrick, January 2nd, 1942. I'm going to call this an episode, and as I said, when we come back, we'll go all through Australia. We'll go through Papua New Guinea again. We'll kind of look at that again. We'll look at the Dutch East Indies. I think we can get through all of that. I've pretty much got it all the way I want it, except we can't get any ships out into the Tasman Sea here, which we're going to have to take care of. Anyway, this has been Strategy Gaming Dojo. I'll talk to you next time. Have a good one.